I want to cry right now. How the hell he ran away on wedding day because of him? We are getting embarrassed in front of so many people. Vine's father yelled in anger. He was walking back and forth in bridal room, while Vine in bridal gown sitting on a chair, watching her father pacing around. She sighed and leaned back, resting her head back on the chair, looking so done. I'm feeling dizzy watching him rooming like this. Vine's friend, who was also there sitting beside Vine, whispered, "Earn a shekel from Vine," but she quickly suppressed her laugh and made serious face while Jihoon looked at her. "What's so funny, Vine? Your groom ran away and you are laughing?" she asked slowly so that Mr. Han didn't listen their talks. Vine gave her a weird look. "So, you want me to cry? I'm happy that he ran away by himself. Now I don't have to feel embarrassed all my life after marrying that dumb." Vine replied, made Jihoon's eyes widen. "Oh my god, did you? Are you behind all this drama?" Jihoon whispered in surprise. "No, I did nothing. I wish I could, but God help me." Maya said, shrugging her shoulders while grinning proudly as Jihoon stared at her face until the bridal room's door got opened, revealing Mayan's mother. "Honey, Mr. and Mrs. June wants to talk with you." She glanced at Mayan and gave her a soft smile, made her confused, while Mr. Han nodded and walked out of the room, leaving Mayan and her friend alone. "Why your parents want to talk with my dad?" Jihoon shrugged, not knowing the reason. "There is something fishy going out, I'm telling you, just by seeing my mother smile. She was not looking sad like she was." Maya said suspiciously, looking at Jihoon, made her confused too. "Why do you feel this way, Vayan? They are good friends. Maybe they were discussing about how to face this situation," she said, but Vayan's heart was not ready to accept this because she knows her parents better. Even behind their smiles and sadness, she knows what's going on. Today, Vine was getting married with her father's wife. She was not interested in this marriage from the start and tried many times to call off this wedding, but nothing worked, as Vine's never going to be father in law didn't let Vine meet with his son. The guy named Jones also was forced into this marriage by his father. He had a girlfriend with whom he is in love that his father doesn't like, and he fixed John's marriage with Vine for status and money. While Vine's father was fed up with every rejection of Vine's, she wasn't ready to get married, and even she doesn't have any boyfriend, nor she mentioned she liked someone. That's why Mr. Han fixed this marriage without knowing about John's girlfriend. John ran away with his girlfriend at wedding day after handed a apology letter in one of Mr. Han's bodyguard, in which he wrote the reason behind all this. Vine's heart was beating like it was going to come out from her mouth anytime. She was gulping hard time to time, her palms covered with sweat. She felt like her feet get froze, and she didn't dare to make eye contact with the man in front of her she took woo with a while ago. Yes, Vine got married, but not with Jones, but with her best friend Jihoon's only brother, who is a Mafia king Jungkook, whom she was afraid of the most, is now her husband. When Jones disappeared, Mr. and Mrs. June asked for Vine's hand because they wanted to protect their friend's reputation, Cameron, in front of media and people, as Mr. Han was famous businessman. Mr. and Mrs. Han immediately agreed to give them Vian's hand for Jungkook cause somewhere Vian's parents were satisfied with their decision as they know June's family from so many years. They believed everything happened for a reason. Vian didn't argue with her parents and agreed for this marriage just to save her father's reputation. Yumi kissed the bride. Vian came out from her thoughts after she heard this sentence. Her eyes got wide and her face turned all red. Kiss with him whom I scared the most. Oh God, what I thought and what I got. She thought and clenched her gown tightly when Jungkook took a step closer to her. He slowly lifted up his newly bride while made Vine's heart beat faster than before. Vine quickly closed her eyes tightly, not want to see him this close, while a smile appeared on Jungkook's lips, looking at her. He then cupped her cheek softly before he placed a kiss on her forehead and back away. For the first time, Vine felt warmth in his touch, whom she was thinking dangerous, rough, and cold. She slowly opened her eyes but didn't look up, as her whole face was turned red. How could his touch is so soft? His touch was warm and gentle. Also, he didn't kiss me on my lips. She could still feel his lips on her forehead. And what's wrong with her? That man, her husband, made her feel butterflies just by his touch and just a kiss. She shrugged all the thoughts that was coming and messing with her mind and cursed herself internally. Oh my god, that beautiful bride is now my sister-in-law. I can't believe my best friend got married with my brother. I'm so happy, Vian. We are going to live together, she exclaimed happily and hugged Vian after she approached her. I also don't want to believe. Why said slowly as Jihoon broke the hug and looked at her. Yeah, right. It's hard to believe. You got married with my handsome brother. Jihoon said with a teasing smirk made Wyan roll her eyes. After coming, June's mentioned Wyan with her in-laws was sitting in the living room talking about the day. Wyan was still in her wedding gown as they just arrived home, while Jungkook was out for some work as it was in his schedule. Obviously, the wedding was not like normal one. He became the sudden groom or just said he didn't let go this opportunity to make Wyan his for the rest of the life. I know, dear, you must be nervous, but to be honest, I always wished a girl like you become my Jungkook's wife. And look, I got original one. I mean, destiny made you my daughter-in-law. She chuckled after saying this and smiled, looking at Ryan, who smiled back a little while Jihoon nodded. Mom, you and Dad did awesome by taking this decision. But how did you guys agree, Upa? She asked curiously as Ryan also got curious to know. Well, my son is obedient. We didn't do much. Your mom asked him, and he said yes. That's it. Ryan become our daughter-in-law. That's called destiny, right, honey? He said, looking at Mrs. June, who nodded while smiling. But Ryan was lost in her thoughts. She was there, but her mind was somewhere else, as she was now thinking why he agreed this easily for the marriage. Jehun, please let me sleep with you. You know everything right, how this marriage happened. She showed her puppy eyes to Jehun to melt her heart so that she would allow her to sleep in her room as Ryan was feeling nervous in sharing room with Jungkook. Are you serious, Ryan? Why we are best friends? We used to sleep together. Jehun smirked. Right, but now you are my sister-in-law, so you should sleep in your husband's room. It's your first night after all. Ryan looked at her in disbelief, while Jehun winked at her. Yeah, such a shameless person you are. How can you say this even after knowing everything? She yelled and glared at Jihun while she signed. Joke aside, but sorry, Ryan, I can't help you with it. My parents will be hurt if they found out about this. You are still my best friend, but now you are my brother's wife too. The situation is changed. Also, my brother is such a gentleman. He's not gonna eat you up. Jihun said as Ryan looked at her before signing heavily. You are right. I don't want to hurt uncle and auntie. I'll find a way by myself. Good night, she said in sad tone while Jihoon patted on her shoulder. Best of luck for your wedding night, bestie, she said while smirking made Ryan glare at her. Jihoon quickly closed the door of her room when Ryan picked her sleeper and threw it towards in Jihoon's direction. Ryan returned to Jungkook's room and found him already sitting on the bed using his laptop. She nervously walked towards the other side of the bed, grabbed Jungkook's attention. He looked at her confused when she grabbed a pillow. You can sleep here. I will use the couch. She picked up a pillow from the bed while Jungkook frowned. You can sleep here, Jungkook said when Ryan stopped. She looked at him. Thanks, but no thanks. It's your bed. You can sleep here. You don't have to show pity on me. Ryan said as Jungkook raised his brow, made Ryan quickly look away. What are you trying to say? And now it's your room too. You can sleep here on the other side of the bed. Ryan looked at him stunned. You mean sharing a bed with you? She asked shockingly as Jungkook nodded, while Ryan chuckled in disbelief made him confused. I'm sorry, but don't think you can take advantage of me. She glared at him. What the? Are you out of your mind, Ryan? What are you saying? He said as he got up and walked near her, while she tightly held her pillow in nervousness and swallowed after realizing what she just said. It's just slipped out from her mouth. I'm sorry. She silently, with quick steps, walked past by him and lay down on the bed after covering herself from head to toe, not wanting him to get angry on her. What if he choked her to death if she pissed him off? While Jungkook chuckled looking at her. What the? Why can't you just keep your mouth shut? She thought and widened her eyes when the bed sunk from the other side. She didn't move nor said anything, but after some time later, she peeked out and found Jungkook was sleeping. She carefully picked two pillows and placed it in between them like a border and fell asleep quickly as she was tired while Jungkook shook his head after looking at her. In these days, Vine started to feel comfortable in Jungkook's presence. She observed him closely. He was taking care of her, and the most important thing, he was respecting her privacy, so that she won't feel he's beating on her or he's taking advantage of the situation. She started to like him. He was handsome for sure and really a gentleman. She noticed he talked less, either he preferred to stick quiet and calm. He was a complete different person than she had thought of him back then. She was always think him dangerous, very scary, as he was a mafia king. So how would she live her life with him after she got married to him? But in just some days, Jungkook won her heart. They still didn't get along with each other, but now the barrier made of pillows by wine was no longer between them. She decided to go with the flow and giving a chance to this marriage. Oh wow, why everyone is running here and there and what is all this for? She asked, looking at the maids who was busy in working. Did you just spot the whole store, Jihoon? One asked, looking at the dresses all over the couch as Jihoon smiled and quickly walked near her. They are not only for me, they are yours, and these dresses are for mom. She pointed at the dresses, which were Vine's and Mrs. Jones, as Vine confusedly looked at her. Why, I mean, is there something special? The staff is also looking so busy. Vine asked Jihoon. She was about to speak when Mrs. June walked in the living room. Yes, it is very special. Cause tomorrow there is a grand party in which we are going to introduce our beloved daughter-in-law and Jungkook's wife to everyone, she said while touching Vine's cheeks lovingly made her blush. Actually, we want to introduce you to our relatives because they couldn't attend Jungkook's wedding, so we decided to throw a grand party. One understands the situation as she knows how this marriage happened. Now quickly choose your dress, Mrs. Jungkook. I am very excited to see you both together like a prince and princess. She clapped in excitement made Mrs. June chuckle. While my cheeks turned red, they all sat on the couch and started looking for the dresses. What happened? You are not looking excited, Vian? She asked as Vian looking lost. You will not understand my pain. Vian said as Jihoon looked at her before speaking. You both have to control yourself, peoples. Jihoon slowly said mid Vian snapped her head in her direction, shockingly. Shut up. I am not talking about this, you idiot. I mean, you know, we are not like other couples. We are still strangers under the same roof. She whispered yell so that Mrs. June didn't hear her. What the? Are you serious? You both still didn't? Yeah, she screamed in pain when Vine hit her foot on her. Why did you hit me? June asked while Vine laughed awkwardly when she saw they grabbed Mrs. June's attention. Mosquito. I hit the mosquito before it will bite her, she said to Mrs. June while laughing as she was looking at them weirdly while Jihoon glared at Vine. Now speak carefully, you shameless, she murmured. Yeah, I just asked you because I got worried thinking about my niece. They are not even in pending list also. Don't you like my brother Vine? He's so handsome, many girls are crazy for him, Jihoon said as Vine looked at her with done face. We just got unexpectedly married, and I don't care if girls are behind him, she said as Jihoon rolled her eyes as Jungkook entered with his secretary while busy in discussing something. Wine looked in their direction and felt uneasy because the secretary was a pretty young lady. She felt a little jealous while Jihoon noticed how Wine's expression got changed after seeing Jungkook with his female secretary. Are you jealous? She asked mid Wine come out of her thoughts. She gulped before shook her head. I'm not. Why will I? Wine said and start checking the dresses to divert her mind while Jihoon smiled. Well, you don't have to cause she is married and have two kids, Jihoon said as Wine looked at the lady, then back to Jihoon with surprise yet happy face. Jinja, she maintained herself very well, Jihoon nodded. You should try to get close to Uppa. I know you start liking him, and I can say this just by looking at you. You are my best friend, I know you better. Oh, by the way, your dress is Uppa choose, so pick anyone you like. She smiled and winked at Vian while Vian couldn't maintain the eye contact. She looked down with red cheeks. Hmm, I have to use my perf mind now, she thought and chuckled internally. What? I didn't know that. Mom also didn't told me about this, she said nervously while Jihoon sighed. Because my poor mom think you both already. That's why she didn't talk about our tradition, Ji-hoon said while Van gulped after getting this new information, not knowing it was Ji-hoon's plan to meet her brother and best friend come closer as now Ji-hoon knows Van started liking Jungkook but she hesitating and so did Jungkook. He was giving her space to adjust with him but the lady was eager to play with her niece. Ji-hoon come up with this idea because no one will talk about this in the house out of shyness. Why didn't you tell me this before, huh? I want to, but you hit me. That's why I was shocked after get to know that you both didn't do anything. Wine looked at her with a pout. Oh god, it's so embarrassing. How I'm supposed to do that, Jihoon? I can't do this. She waved her hand in denial and sat on her bed. Oppa will do it. You just have to do a little makeup and wear this dress. That's it. Jihoon said handed her a bag in which she kept a sassy look at her with wide eyes and red cheeks, while Jihoon nodded with an encouraging smile. You can do it, Ryan, and I'm sure Oppa also likes you. You have to make first move if you want to make this marriage work, then complete our family tradition. Oppa is just don't want to make you uncomfortable. That's why he didn't tell you about our tradition. But everyone have to follow this. This situation will be different if you both got married happily that day. Ryan signed and nodded. It's risky, but I can trust you, right? If you are saying he also likes me, I hope Jungkook don't get angry on me. He does have feelings for me too. Jihoon patted on her shoulder before she walked out of the room while smiling widely, leaving Ryan alone. At night when Jungkook stepped inside the room, his eyes landed on Ryan, sitting on a chair near a dressing table. His heart skipped a beat when he looked at her in that nightdress. Jihoon gave Ryan according to her plan. Jungkook didn't able to move his eyes from Ryan, while she swallowed a thick lump in nervousness, seeing Jungkook through the mirror. Ryan stood up and turned towards Jungkook. Just when he looked away, he squeezed his eyes tightly, thinking he was just imagining things. But when he again looked in Ryan's direction, his heart dropped. It wasn't his imagination. He cleared his throat. May I ask you, why are you wearing this? I mean, then you will accuse me to taking advantage of you, he said as he took off his coat and folded his sleeves up, while Vine bit her lower lip. Jihoon said, we have to, you know the traditional thing after marriage in your family, right? She nervously said while Jungkook looked at her frowning. What kind of tradition you are talking about, Vine? Can you tell me clearly? Cause I didn't get you, Jungkook asked, and now Vine looked at him confusedly. Jihoon said it's a tradition in your family that we have to, but as we got married unexpectedly, so we have to now. She said in one breath, while Jungkook couldn't hold and laughed. Ryan frowned, looking at him and walked near him angrily. Why are you laughing, huh? He stopped laughing. Because there is no such tradition in my family, she lied to you, Ryan. Ryan's jaw dropped, hearing him, while he stared at her from head to toe. She was looking gorgeous like he imagined her always. Why are you looking at me now? She covered herself with the gown and glared at him, cause he laughed at her. She was now mad at him, while Jungkook raised his brow and took a step closer that instantly made Ryan go back. Stop right there. If you don't care about anything and this marriage is nothing to you, then I also don't care, she said while starting, but Jungkook didn't stop and a gasp left from her mouth when Ryan fell on the bed. Before she got up, Jungkook grabbed her with his hands on her both sides. She looked at him with wide eyes. So you don't care, huh? Then why you took Jihoon's words so seriously that you get ready for me to celebrate? He said in deep voice, sensible down to her spine, while Ryan became speechless as his face was so close to her. You always said such words that hurts my feeling. I got you at the same day when I was about to lose you, Ryan, and you are saying I don't care. This marriage is nothing for me. Ryan looked at him puzzled as he started expressing his feelings, and she can't deny by thinking he is lying cause she could see the truth in his eyes. I was dying slowly when I got to know you are getting married, but I didn't do anything because you don't like me and scared of me. But luckily, Joan ran away and you become mine. I am glad destiny brought you to me. And you just said, I don't care. I love you, Ryan. Ryan first time made eye contact with him, and her eyes get glossy with tears. Hearing his confession, she didn't think twice and kissed on his lips. I love you too. I was stupid back then, who always scared of you, even you are such a gentleman. I always feared of falling in love and getting married, but they said unexpected things happen for good. I fall for a right person and got married too. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Jungkook. She pecked on his both cheeks one by one while Jungkook felt he got the whole world when she took his name for the first time and confessed her feelings. All the eyes were stuck on couple while a pair of eyes just stuck on one person. His eyes were filled with admiration, pure love and affection while lips slightly curled in a soft smile. Why are you looking at me like that? She asked with a tint of blush. Because my wife is so beautiful that I can look at you like that forever, he said and one blush hard hearing him.